Dice out. Now. Game! Greetings, dear listeners, and welcome to our podcast. My name is Chich, and I'll be your DM for tonight, and the players with me tonight are... Cora.
Run away!
Richard.
Run away!
Dia.
I hope you all appreciate that this is biting into my tarantula hunting time.
And Andrea.
Run away, get away, run away.
Beautiful. So hey peeps, it's been a long while since we last heard each other, and I sort of didn't manage to come up with a goof for this week, and all this brain power required to do so has completely fried my brain, and I cannot remember what happened last time we played. Can anyone remind me, please?
Oh, meta. Nice.
Impressive.
We set about looking through the library for books referencing the sunset. Dawn went to look for information about prophecies in the divination section, while Kasni and Marjorie went to check the divine magic section. Kasni attempted to explain the sunset to Marjorie, but it didn't go very well. Marjorie asked someone about the library's oldest books. Dawn overheard two people arguing, Zola and Felicia. One of them said they couldn't do what the other asked. Dawn worked out it was something to do with St. Yuri. One of them stormed off, and he approached the other one, a dragonborn called Felicia. She seemed concerned, and Dawn offered to help her. She asked him to meet her later at the church of St. Yuri. Dawn asked her if she knew anything about the sunset or Palor. She did not. Dawn returned to researching, but didn't find anything of use. Kasni found a book about divine magic that mentioned the gods. He also found a book about old religious songs and their meanings. It included a song called Sunset on the Golden Age, which was the song that Declan knew about the sunset. And then I've got a little bit of a little excerpt from it. Sundered from daylight by the rage of the unseen, people in hiding, exiles. And exiles has a capital E, so presumably it means something. That's a line that Declan hadn't known. We didn't know what it meant, but it seemed important. Marjorie found out more about St. Yuri, and how he was blinded and exiled and then killed a black dragon called Elix Lamara. Then he returned to the village he was exiled from and blinded everyone. It didn't seem very connected, but Brother Bernard of the Sun Temple was also mentioned as one of his companions. Declan and Daniel headed out after finally getting him to put on clothes. Daniel was his usual charming self as they made their way to the bank, swearing and barging into a little old lady. She's a hero and didn't put up with his ass-hattery. She cast a spell on him, but it had no immediate obvious effect. Daniel insisted Declan get involved, but she only said she couldn't really allow him to come to harm. The old lady was seemingly very perceptive and offered to help Declan out if she needed to get away. Her name was Frida. After she left, Daniel fired the lot of us, so Declan went off to find a soup kitchen to donate her share of the loot, then hurried away. She bumped into a kid who was putting up wanted posters with drawings of everyone except Marjorie, offering a reward of 100 gold each for our captures. Declan skedaddled. The library gang met back up and discussed their findings, then left the library. We saw posters of ourselves. Kasni disguised himself with disguised self and became a short, chubby blonde woman. A human woman. Dawn told us to split up, but before we could, Frida approached us and offered to help.
And yeah, that's what happened last time. Marjorie just said,
Who the fuck are you?
And the old woman looks up at you and says, they called me Old Frida. I can see you're in a bit of a bind and I can help you out. And I've already extended my help to your half-orc friend, but I haven't been able to find your red-headed friend. I don't know where he is, but after I get you out, I can get him out as well. You just need to tell me where he is.
Okay, I first, right off the bat, I have to do an insight check to make sure she's not trying to trick us and take the reward.
Okay.
So
Go for it.
I rolled a 6.
Clear as mud.
Her face is very wrinkly, so it's tough to tell from her face what her plan is.
Dawn finds it very alarming that she knows even that much about them.
Yeah, I suppose she knows more than the wanted posters.
Yes.
Yeah, Marjorie doesn't even know anything about Darren.
No.
Dawn just looks at the woman and goes, "And what did our half-orc friend say to you?"
She seemed alarmed and zoomed off.
And that is an excellent suggestion. I look at the other two and go, "Coming?"
Uh-huh.
Yes, let's G the F-O.
Well, at least let me... Oh, for fuck's sake. And she just walks around and waddles off.
That woman seems to know more about us than she should.
Certainly more than I'm comfortable with. We need to get out of town fast.
I agree.
Old ladies creep me out.
Weren't you married to an old lady at some point?
Well, I make exceptions.
Dawn does that thing where he sort of looks like he's going to say something, and then doesn't. Because he's not really stupid. As soon as we get under the eaves in an alley, I'll look at everyone and goes, "I suggest we split up."
Where do we meet?
On the road. We were all heading...
Yes, we're all heading to the village, whose name I've already forgotten.
The most important village where your family member lives.
Yes, where your dear family member.
It's called Nearpart, and
Nearpart.
I only know this because I was editing the episode today.
Perfect. Yes, we'll meet on the road to Nearpart. Cherry, full speed ahead!
As you're figuring it out, you hear behind you, "There! They went over there!" And you look behind you and there's a bunch of cops coming your way.
Kasni makes to look like he's not with them, because he doesn't look anything like any of them. Actually, they're not looking for Marjorie as yet either. So,
Were they just looking for a chair?
no, the chair wasn't on the poster, was it?
No.
Okay.
That's all of them! Both the women were involved as well! And it's the old woman pointing at you, and a bunch of cops are running after you.
What, Frida?
Dawn just holds his hands up and goes, "I assure you, everything was consensual." And then disappears down an alley.
So the three of you split up and each goes down a different alley. Let's roll some initiatives, just
Makes sense.
just to see who goes first and stuff. Like whose route are we looking into first?
24.
10.
15.
So Dawn, you run down an alley, and a few behind you. You see the cops also split up, and a small group goes after each of you, just like 2 or 3.
Okay.
Okay, so Dawn, what's your direction?
Dawn's first direction is going to be basically break line of sight as many times as possible. And when he thinks he's got enough space between him and the cops, he's going to cast Disguise Self.
Okay. Yeah, so the alley you are in currently is pretty long and narrow. There isn't really any way to duck into until you reach the next bigger street.
How easy is it to get to the rooftops?
Do me a quick perception, just cuz.
11?
11. As you're running, you do notice, like, a small balcony up ahead and then a bit of a windowsill on the other side, and you think that if you time it right and do enough parkour, you could maybe get to the rooftops.
Alright, I will attempt that. This might be very undignified. As I'm moving at speed, would you say it's acrobatics?
Yes,
Okay.
it's parkour. It's definitely acrobatics.
That's 14 plus 7 is 21.
Yeah, you successfully make it to the roofs. You bounce off a wall, pull yourself up to the small balcony, push yourself to the windowsill, and from the windowsill you just somersault up onto the roof.
Okay.
And you continue your way. Next up was Kasni. Kasni, what's your current route? Where are you going?
I would like to run out of the sight of the people following us.
Mm-hmm.
Though I don't know why they're chasing me, because I don't look like anyone.
Well, the old woman implicated you as well.
Was it Frida?
Yeah, it was Frida. She said both the women are involved.
Why is she implicating us?
Wow, such a dick.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost like you didn't accept her help and she resented that.
Well,
Why would we trust her?
Snitches get stitches.
I think Richard was right. She was trying to get us together so she could claim the reward.
Yeah, exactly.
mm-hmm.
Bitch.
You
We'll never trust an NPC ever again.
realise we have to kill her on sight now.
Good luck. Casney.
Yes, I want to try and get out of sight of the people, and I plan to use another disguise self as soon as I am out of sight completely, and become someone entirely different, and then go in a different direction.
Okay. Yeah, so the street you're currently running down is one of the bigger streets. You split from the group and you run down the street while Dawn ducked into an alley. Can you roll me a d10?
A D10. Yep, that one. 4.
You're running down a main street, and your path leads you by a shop which just got delivery. So there's a lot of boxes and barrels and crates loaded up in front of it next to a cart, and it's gonna be difficult to navigate through. So can you roll me either?
Am I currently out of sight?
Not quite yet.
Oh, damn it.
There's 3 cops running behind you.
Okay, I am not hugely acrobatic. I'm not entirely unacrobatic, but I will...
You can roll either acrobatics or intelligence to navigate through to find the best way through the crates and...
My acrobatics is definitely the best option here. That wasn't good.
Uh-oh.
That was a 9. I'm getting caught.
They're far enough away, you think they would need at least another round to catch up with you, so... you take a running jump to try parkouring your way over the barrels, but you misjudge the height and your foot catches and you trip over the barrel, but you pick yourself up and continue running around, so half your movement is lost on this endeavor. But the cops have to make it through the barrels as well, so maybe not all is lost yet. So yeah, you continue running. Marjorie.
Okay, I'm going to start by casting Longstrider on my chair.
Okay, what does that do?
Longstrider is going to, for the next hour, increase the speed of Cherry by 10 feet.
Whoo!
Which means Cherry now has a speed of 50.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So we are going full speed because Cherry, after this, is going to spend...
So Cherry does have a turbo mode.
Cherry does have a turbo mode.
Ain't no brakes on the cherry train.
Exactly. Yeah, I flipped the turbo lever by casting Longstrider.
You,
Activate the nitrous.
Perfect.
You pull the lever to cast Longstrider. That's how it works.
Exactly. And that, yeah, so Cherry now has a speed of 50, which means if Cherry dashes every turn, which Cherry is totally going to do, Cherry can move 100 feet per turn.
Wow.
Fucking dust. There it is.
So I'm not going to duck into an alley, I'm going to leave these fuckers behind.
That's fair. Just run as fast as you can in a straight line. You'll far outpace them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You split off directly the opposite way of casting down the main street, past the cops. You just hear one of them call out, "Watch out, they have a magic user!"
See you later, suckers!
Okay, yeah, and as you are speeding...
Marjorie, you're never going to be able to come back to this town again.
Well, you've already been to the library, so what else is there to see?
Exactly.
Marjorie, as you and Cherry speed off in turbo mode down the main street, roll me a d10.
Ooh. Oh no, now I have to figure out which one that is. That's the percentile.
Well, you can roll the percentile, it works the same.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, I actually don't know where my proper d10s are, so... In that case, I rolled 80.
Okay, so you run down the main street and you come across a square. And in the middle of the square, right in the way of Cherry, there's a man standing on a sort of a soapbox or something and seems to be preaching to a crowd. And the way Cherry is going, seems you're gonna have to make either a sharp turn or knock the preacher down.
Oh, he's gonna fall over. It's fine. I don't respect religion.
Where is your god now? Smash!
Yeah, he's preaching the love and light of
Beep beep.
Well, how easy it is to maneuver Cherry.
I mean, Cherry has. That's hard to say. Cherry's a four-legged creature, really. So how easy would it be to maneuver a heavy dog?
But the problem is, it's quite wide, but isn't very long, so you don't have the counterbalancing.
And also heavy.
It is made of iron, so it is pretty heavy.
Oh man, this preacher is dead.
So think moose rather than dog.
Okay.
He also has, doesn't he have like lion paw feet?
He does.
Yes.
To be fair, structurally, it's more like a tortoise. Just really
Kind
fast.
of, but just a really fast
A very
tortoise.
fast tortoise with a chair-shaped shell.
Sure. So yeah, you make it out the street onto the square, and there's a preacher on the preaching the love and light of Saint Lazarus.
Yeah.
There's a small crowd in front of him, and they all just hear all this loud stomping, getting louder and louder, and the ground starts to shake a bit, and they all look to the side, and the preacher points at you as if to say something, but then Cherry runs into him.
Where's your god now? Sorry. I couldn't resist.
And Cherry smashes into him, and he flies off the soapbox, lands on the floor, and you hear a loud gasp sound through the crowd, and they ran over to help him. And if you care enough to look over, you see his face is bloody from the nose down.
Yeah, I'm like leaning over the back of the chair with my crossbow in case someone's chasing me. So
Just to make sure you actually get him.
You see the group of cops in the back after you, and they seem to be talking on a sanding stone.
Oh shit. They know where I'm going. They're setting up a roadblock.
Cast jump on Cherry.
You can zoom across the square down another main street. Meanwhile, Dekla.
Hello.
Meanwhile, you've been zooming off after that unsettling interaction with an old woman you've seen for the second time that day.
Where am I in the city right now?
You have just entered the Planks district, which is the part of the town that is built on planks above a...
Very creatively named.
I mean, yes. It's built on wooden pillars built into the bog, and then planks laid out across. It's mostly where poor people live. There's a lot of warehouses here, and your current track is leading you across a fish market.
Okay.
You do know in your time here you have managed to pick up on the fact that the most of the transport across the bog happens on rafts.
Gonna need to borrow one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You have just recently entered the Planks district, which you can tell because the ground is now planks.
Alright.
Right, and you're nearing the fish market. You still have a bit of a walk until you get there? Yeah, you're power walking away.
What did you want me to roll?
A D10.
A D10. 2.
To work out what your obstacle is.
Number 2. So yeah, the fish market is packed with people. Like, you actually have to push your way through a bit, and you bump into a woman, and you cause her to drop her basket of fish. She's a young half-orc woman, like, seems her early 20s, and she looks at you angry, like, why the fuck did you do that? And she pushes you. She looks angry. What do you do?
I will cast Sanctuary on myself and leave.
Okay, what does Sanctuary do?
If anyone wants to attack me, they have to make a wisdom saving throw. I assume that includes being shoved by fish market people.
Well, she already pushed you before you did that, but it's not that it didn't really hurt you. It's just more.
I might as well keep it up.
Yeah, now you're keeping it up, and you walk away, and she yells after you, "Hey, I'm talking to you!"
Nope, I'm busy. Bye.
She starts checking her pockets and says, "For fuck's sake, what did you steal?
Oh, for God's sake.
What the fuck did you steal from me?"
I'm leaving. Ignoring her.
You're leaving, and she's leaving after you.
Okay. fine.
You've already managed to push your way through the crowd a little bit, so she's a bit behind you, but
I'm gonna go full speed.
yeah, you managed to push out of the thick crowd of the fish market, and you continue on your way. Next up, Dawn.
Yes.
You're on the roof now.
Okay. I will dash a few roofs over, check the alley is empty, jump down into it, cast Disguise Self, and then just walk out into the middle of the street.
Okay, as you're running over the rooftops, roll me a d6.
D6. Oh, more chances of it going wrong. 6. Oh dear.
So yeah, you're running across a few rooftops, jumping across narrow alleys, and you come across a construction crew which seems to be fixing a leak in the roof.
Okay.
And they look up at you like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing here? You don't have a license to be here."
Are they obstructing my way?
A little bit, like they have all their tools and equipment and materials laid out, so... you'd have to, I assume you make an acrobatics check because it's you.
Yes, I'm just...
But you can try other ways to get through them.
No, I'll do acrobatics. I'm moving absolutely full pelt at the moment, which makes me move at some silly rate.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, you're my rulesmith. What's the greatest movement that rogues can do?
Rogues? I mean, you're a special... Yeah, are you using feline agility?
Mm-hmm.
You sure? Because they're not guards. You might want to save it.
You can move as your action.
Yeah. So you can dash and...
No, you can move as your movement. You can dash as your movement, and then you can dash as a bonus action.
So you can go 3 times your speed, and you can double your movement speed if you use feline agility.
Hey, I'll spare feline agility, but I will double dash and move, so I nearly keep track. Yeah, that's 90.
Yeah.
Insert Mario Kart soundtrack here.
Yeah. Should I just roll acrobatics? I'm not gonna interact with them in any way, but I am gonna move a few bits further on now that someone has identified me.
Okay.
No, 14 again, plus 7 is 21.
One of the construction workers stands up, tries to look intimidating. He's a human, middle-aged human, so it looks intimidating, and you just roll to the side, pick yourself up, and continue running. The rest of them haven't really had a chance to react to you. It hasn't really caught up to them what's happening yet. So yeah, and you continue running across the roofs. Casney, you were running, you just ran past a shop which was just loading, just had a delivery of goods. And you continue running down the streets. What's your direction?
If I'm not visible by the people behind me...
It's still kind of visible,
Ugh.
technically.
Ugh. Okay, that's fine. All right. I will continue to just dash as quick as I can away.
Mm-hmm. Down the street, or are you swerving away, or what are you doing?
If I can try and down another alley, that'd probably be best.
Okay, yeah, you pay attention to what's going on, and you actually see an alley coming up ahead, and you duck into it, and roll me a d10.
1.
You duck down the alley, and it leads you past the back entrance to a butcher shop, and there's a large woman in your way. She's carting in a fresh carcass, looks to be a goat, and it's a narrow alley, and she's a wide woman, so...
Casney stops suddenly, and he will bow theatrically and will say, "Excuse me, madam, may I pass?"
Wow, rude.
She looks at you and says, "Who the fuck are you, girlie?"
Oh yeah, I'm a woman now. Doesn't matter, I can still bow and be charming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just visiting my aunt who just lives a few doors away. I was trying to find somewhere to buy medicine for her because she's sick.
I think you're a bit late on that one. Old Sandra died a week ago.
No, sorry. I must have got turned around. I think she lived... I don't know my way around. I think I might be lost.
You hear the sound of footsteps running up behind you. You don't see them yet.
Do you need a hand getting that goat into there? I can help. I'm stronger than I look. I'm not.
No, I got it. Just go, move on your way. And you squeeze past her, but the cops are almost on you again. You hear someone call out, "She ran into this alley," and you hear the actually she was a tiefling woman. You hear the large tiefling woman.
Oh damn it! I would have definitely flirted with her more.
Yeah, large, black-haired, reddish-purple skinned tiefling woman. And you just hear a swear somewhere behind you as you continue running. You dug down another alley and you're thinking you're almost out in the clear. Anyways, is Marjorie. You continue zooming down the...
I do.
You do. Full speed. Now, to us, having calculated the thing, and to us, 20 kilometers per hour isn't that much, but
It's pretty fast in this time of and day, I guess.
Yeah, to the people who aren't really used to motorized travel, it's pretty fucking fast.
It's a very fast jogging speed.
It's a bicycle speed.
It's gonna have a hell of a stopping distance.
Yeah, it's a large and heavy steel trap, zooming down the main streets. You just continue zooming straight ahead, or...
I'm heading for the closest gate.
Okay, yeah, it would be the eastern gate. At some point you're gonna have to make a turn.
Okay. That's gonna be interesting, but I'm up for it.
Start the turn about 100 yards back from where you want to. And just go around on two legs.
I hit the drift button on Cherry.
Just the feet turn another way, nothing else changes.
And throw a banana peel behind me.
Your route leads you down the main street, and you see people are coming out of their shops and stuff to look at what's going on, but they are all jumping out the way as Cherry gallops past them. And you reach another square, and you see there's another main street going towards the... Based on your general sense of orientation, you assume if you take the other main street that it would lead you to the east gate.
Yeah.
So yeah, you take the turn, I presume. Can you make me either athletics or acrobatics check for Cherry?
Absolutely. Cherry has proficiency in athletics, so that works perfectly.
Okay.
Cherry rolled a 14.
It takes you 14 meters. So yeah, Cherry manages to make a turn. You knock over a few tables at a cafe.
Sorry.
And as you continue running, there's a fountain in your way that Cherry smashes the edge off.
Oops.
But it doesn't even matter, and you continue running.
Does Cherry take any damage from that?
Not really.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Marjorie dashes on Cherry, causing a wave of destruction.
I'm having a one-woman car chase.
Uh-huh.
We pan over to Dekla. You just got out of the crowd at the fish market, and you continue running, pursued by a young orc woman accusing you of stealing.
Alright. How far away is she currently?
At least around the back.
I'm not going to worry about it then.
Yeah, she's still caught in the crowd, while you've already managed to get your way out.
I will go as quickly as I can.
Okay, which direction?
Water direction.
Okay, yeah, so further south.
Yeah.
Cool, you continue running full speed ahead, and you hear just woman just yelling after you, swearing. Roll me a d10.
1.
As you're running, there's a large cart of cabbages in your way.
Alright.
Make me an acrobatics check to get around it.
Can I slide under it? That's what I want to do.
Slide under it!
What's I have proficiency in acrobatics for once.
Woo!
Okay, well, that wasn't very helpful. That's an 8 total.
8 total.
Yeah.
Yeah, you continue running, but you misjudged the distance needed to slide under it, and you stop just under the edge of the cart, and you push yourself off the ground, and as you do that, you instinctively put your hand above you, and as you rise up, you tip the cart over behind yourself, and the cabbages spill all over the street, and the man who was carting it, which is an older tabaxi man with a turban, he holds his head and he yells,
My cabbages!
It's the anti-dawn.
So yeah, you continue running full speed ahead. The woman, like, you hear her, she's still pursuing you, but she's far enough back that you think you will lose her soon. So she's not as fast as you. She's pretty fast, but not as fast as, a trained monk. Okay, so, Dawn.
Yes.
You're still running across the roofs, a few roofs further than you originally intended. Can you roll me another d6?
Yes. 4.
You're running across the roofs and a roof tile slips under your feet. So yeah, make me a dex save.
11? That's awful.
You manage to catch yourself on your feet. You swing your hands wildly, but you manage to catch your balance. The tile smashes down into the street below.
Probably looks very undignified.
Yeah, it was extremely undignified. You're only lucky that presumably nobody was there to see you. But you hear from somewhere below, over there, it sounded like it came from over there.
Is this voice coming from the rooftops or down on street level?
Down on the street level.
Okay, what's in the closest alley to me?
Closest alley to you?
That the tile didn't go into.
Yeah, that's a few roofs further away.
Okay, I have a 90-foot move, so I can make it and have a look.
Roll me a perception.
Is 2 a failure of any sort? Or is it just 1?
2 total?
No, do you wanted perception?
Yeah.
6 total.
6 total. Yeah, from the quick glances you're running across, doesn't seem to be anything of note in the alley.
Okay, I will jump down into it, if possible. And then cast Disguise Self.
Yeah, you parkour down into the alley. You quickly cast Disguise Self on yourself. What do you disguise yourself as?
What is the most common
Human.
race in town? Then I disguise myself as a human.
What kind of human? What do they look like?
What do they look like? They look like what Dawn would perceive a common labourer. So black hair, black, full, spiky beard, big, shaggy black eyebrows, deep set eyes, quite broad, with a bit of a gut.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just gonna wander into the main thoroughfare.
As you cast the Disguise Self on yourself, you look around the alley, you realize you weren't actually alone in the alley. There's 2 teenagers making out in the alley.
Well, they're teenagers making out. They won't have noticed anything.
It's true, they won't.
Yeah, it's 2 teenage girls.
Are they facing, are they, up against the wall of the alley? So unless they're looking sideways, they probably won't see me.
Yeah, just as you turn around to look, one of them says, just oh, shit. And kind of nudges the other one to sort of break away and pretend nothing's going on.
Dawn makes the sort of, embarrassed, stumbled into something, didn't mean to, apologies with his hands, and sort of just waves them as he backs out.
Yeah, and they are awkwardly waving away and blushing furiously nothing going on here.
Aww.
Oh, young love.
Adorable.
Yeah, and then just walk out, and...
Yeah, and the cops run up to you and they say, "Sir, I'm sorry to bother you. Did you happen to see a tabaxi? We're searching for a fugitive."
No, officer, but I heard a crash down that alley, and I'll sort of point over back the way I came.
And the other cop says, "Well, see, I told you it was over there. Now, come on." And they turn around and they run back that way.
Lucky.
So, yay, you're out in the clear for now. Okay, so, Casney, your turn.
I'm going to try and keep heading in roughly the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of street is this?
You're still in the alley. It's still a narrow alley. There's a few ways where it splits off into other narrow alleys, but it reaches another common street. Not like Main Street, but just a random street if you continue running directly straight on.
I want to try and continue in the general direction I was heading, so whichever way in the street is the way leads most in the direction I was trying to go. That's the way I'm going to go.
Then you turn left. Yeah, so you run out onto the street, you turn left. Roll me a d10.
9.
Okay. You turn the corner into the street and you run past a bar. past the tavern. You know, there's a few tables outside, and in itself, it wouldn't be a big deal, but there happens to be a fight happening outside.
How can I use this to my advantage?
Well, the options given here are either an athletics, acrobatics, or intimidation check to get past the brawling people. There seems to be a few people involved, a few warehouse workers, just having finished morning shift, coming here for a beer after work.
Kasni flips a gold coin into the center of them and then tries to acrobatically go around them.
Okay, the gold coin, that would be what performance?
Okay. Performance. 16.
You flick the coin into the air. One of the people fighting notices it and follows it with his eyes, and the other person, who's a broad-shouldered woman, punches him in the face. But it stops the action for long enough that you can pass through without getting punched in the face while you're making your way through. You continue running. The fight picks up back again.
Okay.
So do you plan to duck into an alley, or what is your plan?
Yeah, I want to try and duck into another alley, and I might try if I could try and head back down an alley taking me in the direction I had been.
Mm-hmm.
So down an alley on the same side. Let's see, I turned left, so I'd want to find an alley on my left to turn back down in that direction. And then I was going to, when no one was looking at me, disguise self again to look like somebody different.
Yeah, you duck into the alley just as you hear the cops running into this fight and start breaking it up.
Do I have time to cast disguise self, or do I have to wait till my next turn?
You can just cast it. You're out of their sight. What do you disguise yourself as?
I'm going to be male, brown-haired. Male, brown-haired human.
Exactly the same as Dawn's disguise.
Yeah.
I want to look like a young teenager.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I could be as short as 4'10", which would make me perfectly reasonably, plausibly like 14 or something.
Okay, yeah, you look like a young teenage human.
A 14-year-old brunette with a little bit of acne.
Yep, you do that, and you walk out into the alley, and just behind in the distance, where you see the cops are now in a shouting match with people fighting, and it looks like the fighting is gonna happen again, but this time it will be the brawlers against cops.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, for the time being, you're out in the clear. Next up, Marjorie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna disguise myself.
Nah.
I'm gonna keep running, or Cherry's gonna keep running at 20 kilometers per hour towards the gate. I can do this for an hour, maybe.
Hey. You make a turn, you wreak distraction in the square, and you continue running down the other main street. And as you're running down the main street, people are again jumping out of the way. You narrowly avoid a few carts, narrowly avoid a few people. Some plants are trampled in a way, but who cares?
Mm-hmm.
And you start reaching the eastern gate.
Please tell me it's open.
It's open because it's the type of gate that's very difficult to open and close, and it's only done so in wartime.
It's the type of gate that's very difficult.
That's also what I heard.
It absolutely sounded like you said gay instead of gate.
It's the kind of gate that's never closed.
Yes.
You know, it's me.
Everything's gay.
You know, it's me. Everything is gay.
Everything is gay.
But there's no obstacles in the way of my freedom, yeah?
Well, that's what I was about to say. The gate is open, but there's a barricade of cops there.
I would like to cast Jump on Cherry.
Yay!
Okay. Cast Jump on Cherry.
Just reaches down, yanks another lever.
Actually, do you want to quickly roll a d10 just to see if you get a 3?
Yeah, sure, let's do it. I got a 3.
You got a 3?
Yes, I got a 3.
Okay, yeah, so you're running down the main streets, you see the east gate in the distance, and right as you're zooming, as Cherry is galloping down the street, there's two people seem to be carrying a pane of stained glass for a church reconstruction project. That's the word I was looking for.
Is it just a dragon? Big stained glass dragon.
The pattern does seem to be in the shape of a dragon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, move! Get out of the way!
By the time they notice you there, they're right in the middle of the street, and Cherry is going right towards them. So roll me something.
Something, okay.
Make a strength saving throw.
Oh no. 7.
Yeah, so Cherry, full speed ahead, runs directly through the pane of glass and shatters all around you.
Ow.
Some of the glass shards land on you, and you take 3 piercing damage.
Oof.
Or would it be slashing?
Doesn't really matter which type.
Anyways, yeah, you get 3 You take 3 damage from the shards of glass, and you continue running towards the east gate.
Now, Cherry, jump!
You run towards the eastern gate, and you see there's a barricade of cops. They have their spears pointed towards you, and you're approaching them full speed ahead.
I cast jump on Cherry.
You pull another lever, and it casts jump on Cherry.
Come on, Cherry, you can do it. Come on, come on, come on!
And Cherry just takes a leap, and just flies majestically. There's a slow motion following the
Trails of glass.
Yeah, like glimmering in the air behind me.
gleaming in the light.
Raining glass on the guards below me.
We just see the shot from down below of the guards looking up at Cherry above them.
And Marjorie leaning over the back with both her middle fingers extended.
Yes. And Cherry lands on the ground with a thud. The ground shakes, some of the cops lose their balance a little bit. And Cherry just continues speeding off.
See you never!
Marjorie, you're in the clear as well. Dekla!
Hello!
We pan over to you. You just knocked over a cart of cabbages.
Sorry!
And you continue running. Young orc woman is still following after you, like far in the distance. But she still got eyes on you, so...
She's crazy. Alright.
So you continue running towards the south, towards the edge of the town, towards the bog.
Yep.
Do you duck into any alleys or...
Nope. Taking the most direct route.
Okay, you're taking the most direct route. Roll me another d10.
10. Dun dun dun.
Okay, yeah. So the further towards the edge of the city you run, the less ordered and organized the buildings are. Like some are just the less order there is to them. So you start to slalom a little bit between them. And at a certain point, you run past the door that just opens. And I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity throw to avoid running into the door.
A save? Okay. 15.
15, yeah. You got pretty fast reflexes, and at the last second you managed to spin yourself away.
Ha!
And there's an old dwarf man looks at you and says, "Hey, miss, you're okay?" He seemed kind of frazzled.
I just need to get out of here.
Tch, you and me both. I'm stuck in this town. Well, good luck with that.
Thanks. Bye.
You too!
Thanks, bye is Douglas' catchphrase.
Yeah, these last few episodes.
Especially. Yeah, and he just shakes his head and walks down the road the other way. Soon after that, you reach the edge of the city where there's a sort of docks built where people park their rafts, which they use to get around the bog.
I want to find someone near the edge.
Yeah, that takes you a few further minutes, but it doesn't seem that the posters have spread over here yet.
Ooh, perfect.
You feel somewhat safe for the time being, but who knows how long that's gonna last. Anyways, you look around a bit. There's still... there's not a lot of rafts, but there's quite a few people around. You know, this is a busy district. A lot is happening, but as you sort of reach near the edge of you see down a dock. Well, I say dock, it's like a pier, you know. Anyways, And down the dock, where two goblins just landed, seem to be a father and a daughter. They just landed and they're carrying a bunch of pheasants and ducks. They seem to be hunters, and come on, we have to get this to the market before Friddler comes back.
Decla, who is more polite than she is sensible, is gonna run right up to them and press 5 gold into their hands and say, "I need your raft."
Goblin man, the father, looks at the coin, looks up at you, says, "What? What are you up to?" He doesn't seem to trust you.
"I just need to use your raft, that's all."
Looks at his daughter, he says, "Well, we can take you if you want. This is more than we're making on the market."
"It's better if I'm alone. You can get it back later."
Okay.
"Thanks." Jump on and try.
They just look at the coin and at you, confused.
Yep, perfect.
And then father just pockets the coin, and they continue their way to the market.
Thank you.
Yeah, anyway, you get on the raft and you take the 10-foot pole, you take the barge pole and you push yourself away and towards the shore.
Yep.
Outside of the city. And you as well are in the clear. You still have a bit of a way to make it to the road, but eventually all 4 of you manage to meet up at the fork in the road where it turns either north or south, and you would be taking the north road. So, how much later do you all meet up? Like, how long do your
I mean, the plan was generally to meet on the road, so we're not really hustling. We're just sort of, whoever gets there first keeps walking and the rest catch up.
Marjorie's there first and she waits for everybody else because, she's speeding away on Cherry.
Yeah.
So she waits at the fork in the road. Decla, eventually you reach Marjorie.
Decla, I'm glad you've made it.
Yeah. Let's never do that again.
Immediately goes to do that again.
Well, I mean, if that was to happen, I don't know what would happen to the party.
So yeah, the other two, your disguised self lasts long enough for you to safely get out of town, I presume.
Yeah, I think it lasts for like an hour.
Yeah, that's more than enough time to get out. It probably fades by the time you reach the other two.
Dawn will actively drop it before meeting with the rest of the party. He doesn't want to look like that at all. For any reason. Other than escaping.
Dawn probably feels grossed out for like the next day.
A little bit.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't make himself be like unnaturally beautiful, regardless of how that would draw attention to him.
Or just, a local noble because he can't do anything else.
Dawn doesn't know the local nobles.
No, I mean like a local noble as in like some generic noble who looks more local because, that's your idea of normal, is rich.
He's got a bit of experience which helps him with that, so.
Dawn and Casney, you actually meet up on the road before you both reach the two ladies.
Well, I think Casney wouldn't have thought to drop his disguise, but if he sees Dawn out there looking like his normal self, not that he knew that he was disguised, but if he sees Dawn out there looking like his normal self, he'd probably turn back to be like, yeah, look, it's me, hey.
Okay, I was about to say, do you see Dawn first? Because Dawn was kind of paranoid at the moment.
Well, I figure you were slightly ahead of me.
I mean, I really love the idea of you both, like, meeting up as disguised people and just, like, pretending not to interact with the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that idea, but he said he dropped the disguise as soon as he left the town, I think, so.
No, not as soon as he left town, but, before he reached the two ladies, so yeah.
Okay, so we could totally bump into each other as disguised people.
So, come here often, Gov.
Hello?
So yeah, eventually the two of you, you recognize each other, you drop your disguised selves, and you meet up with the two ladies by the fork in the road.
That was a mess.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
I mean,
I knocked over a preacher.
you shouldn't be doing.
Dawn kind of grins and goes, "You're right, it was actually quite a lot of fun."
No.
Kasni stands up a bit straighter at Marjorie's "I knocked over a preacher" and sort of pulls out one of his holy symbols and says, "That's not very nice."
Well, he was in the way.
Okay, that's fair.
Organised religion, what can you do?
He should have organized himself out of my way.
I mean, not that it's relevant anymore, guys, but we've been fired.
Oh yeah, Daniel. Oh well, never
Oh.
mind.
First time I've ever been fired.
He was trying to start something with an old woman and wanted me to beat her up, and then she followed me.
Should have. Oh, speaking of old women, we encountered someone as we were trying to leave. They said they'd already spoken to you.
Yeah, she did.
Weird, wrinkly old woman.
Yeah, but she said she was going to help us, but then immediately tobbed on us to the cops. So
Oh. Well, I guess I'm glad I didn't let her take me. She's the one who bumped into Daniel and got me fired. Not that I care.
well, maybe you should have beaten her up. Turns out she was
Bit of a bitch.
yeah. But we didn't know that. You didn't know that at the time. And always in any confrontation between Daniel and anyone else, Daniel's obviously the one in the wrong.
Yes, but thankfully now Daniel is out of our lives. We never have to mention his name again. Can I point out that the fact that someone knew that much about us is concerning?
Yeah, she knew about Darren.
Who?
Oh, yeah, he was one of our companions, but he mysteriously disappeared in the night 2 days ago.
And we haven't bothered to check why.
He's a city boy. He can do magic, put people to sleep.
Yeah, it would be nice if we could look for him, but honestly I have no idea where he's gone. He didn't leave any clues or anything, so I don't think we exactly have any leads.
Well, what's our plan? Didn't Dawn say we have to lie low? How long do we have to do that for?
Yeah, we should probably lie low.
We just need to get out of the immediate area and get to another town and not come back here for a long
Ever.
while. We left in
Ever.
quite a conspicuous...
Forever.
Yeah, I don't think I can go back there.
I'd much rather be in the wilderness again. I hate that.
Look, you'll love my grandson Mert. He's fantastic. He runs a fishery, I believe.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure I want to be cooped up with him in a little fishery for an indefinite period of time because it's dangerous outside. That would be awful.
Well, I think his wife runs a flower shop.
I mean, that's better.
How far away is the village? Like, how many days' travel?
Few. Around a week.
I mean, a week's worth of travel, and then there's not much reason to stay there, to be honest. A week's worth of travel's quite far.
Yeah.
What are we going to tell the boneyard?
The who?
We're not going to have any contact with them at all now, are we?
Well, we told them that we were going to have a heist with them.
Yes, but that's also in a completely different direction than when we came.
Church, did our Raven come
It
back?
hasn't yet.
Okay, well, when the Raven comes back to me, we'll send them another message to say that we got in trouble and we needed to lie low, and sorry to bother them, but we won't be coming back that way, at least for a while.
Why would we need to?
Like, because we asked, because it's polite. I know that, like, fancy rich people like you don't think about being nice to people, but sometimes, you know.
Kasni, it's got nothing to do with, and he makes air quotes, fancy people.
It's basic consideration for other human beings. We told them that we needed their help for a plan, and then they'll be just waiting on more news for that. We ought to just tell them.
Not a plan, an illegal act.
It was still a plan to ambush a guy we were supposed to be guarding.
I'm not arguing with you with it. It's my obsidian raven. When it comes back, I'm going to use it to send them a message, whether you like it or not.
Thank you, Kasni.
Dawn just looks blankly at Kasni and says, It's a job. What have feelings got to do with it?
Cassie just sighs in exasperation and more or less ignores Dawn for a little while.
Mm-hmm. With a huff from Casney, you all turn and start walking down the north road. That will eventually lead you to the village of Nearpart, where Marjorie's grandson lives. And as you're walking off into the vast unknown, that's where we're gonna end it for today. Dice Out Now Game is a 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. Our intro and outro music is Bells by Fake Cats Project. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us at Dice Out Now Game on Twitter, where you will also find links to our personal accounts. Dice Out Now Game is a part of Be Gay Roll Dice, a podcast network for actual play podcasts made by LGBT folk. Follow them on Twitter at Be Gay Roll Dice and check out other wonderful shows on the network. If you can, please rate and review our podcast and tell your friends about us. Now, game!
Hi, my name is Mackenzie.
And my name's Rachel.
And together we're
Dungeon Wives, a game where two sapphics in love play a little bit of D&D.
We tell a story of a young tiefling named Alkaine who goes on a journey to find a destiny greater than herself.
And possibly a wife.
You can find us at dungeonwives.com and also
at Dungeon Wives on Twitter and Instagram.
Thanks!
Bye.
Bye.
Be gay.
Roll dice!
An LGBTQIA actual play podcast network.